Hey guys, let's get through some news. And it's been going a lot of things recently. And yeah, I was taking some notes. And the first thing, I think this is a recent thing, Stack Overflow, is that it was coming from Reddit. And yeah, I think it's because of the start of the AI times, especially at end of 2020-ish, it started to drop the number of questions being asked on Stack Overflow. And if you look at the comments and everything, and it says most of the time the same questions being asked, and the content is not moderated very well, and a bunch of other stuff. I think that has a lot of that makes a lot of sense. And also I think the interactive way of communicating with the ChatGPT cursor and other web coding tools, I think those actually became the first place to go for developers and the other technology people. They are building stuff, I think, and I think the Stack Overflow also is aware of all these changes, but I think they're also kind of aware of their era is coming to the end, which is totally fine. They the site served very well. I think all of us used it quite heavily, and especially I think the Stack Overflow was serving very well when you're stuck and you need to deliver your code, and one thing is coming up and it's you don't know how it's gonna work, and you go and just Google it, and it ends up always in Stack Overflow, and eventually you probably don't even know what's going on and how it's going to be solved. But anyways, you just copy paste and it works. And yeah, I think those times are over. Now it's more like interactive and all these AI tools and stuff. But things are changing rapidly. I don't know how it's going to go, how it's like in 2 years, are we going to really use this cursor, Windsurf, all these tools, or maybe it's going to be completely different, like this model context protocol and stuff. Those are quite new things. Even the languages, I think they're not really supporting other than the Python. Like the Python has all these data science tools. They are quite advanced. But for example, in Golang, it's not very broad. Like I've been seeing on Reddit a lot of discussions going on, and I think with the MCP, I don't even know this that much of detail, but still, I think the other languages are catching up. I think they have to, because so it started with the LLM stuff, the chatting, and mostly it was like very general. Like it was not really special in one topic, but it was like more of a go for place for the general stuff. But now with the adding context and start using with the agents and this new protocols, and I think the development environments are even changing. And I don't know where it's gonna go, but yeah, I think the Stack Overflow is not really the place. I don't know. I'm not using it quite a long time, and probably a lot of developers are also preferring like Copilot is coming. Like if you're using JetBrains, then Copilot is coming integrated with your IDE, and yeah, probably you don't even need to leave and go to browser and check Stack Overflow or Google it. I think those times are quite past. And if you look at the graph, we are seeing we are almost the same numbers at the very beginning of the usage, starting using the Stack Overflow. And I think, soon can be a good archive for internet, but I don't know if they're gonna keep it open. But yeah, who knows? I think yeah, it could be some use cases. Maybe also it will pivot it at some point. I don't know the internals there, but yeah, that was our first topic, and let's move on to second one. This is also quite new. I start to hear the Robotaxi news actually recently. I'm not living in US, but I also heard the other companies other than Tesla, like Baidu, is launching their robotaxis in Turkey. That's what I read today as well. I think at least planning to launch, maybe yeah, not 100%, but that is planned. And yeah, Tesla is also taking step to launch their robotaxis in somewhere in US. Let's go and check this. Yeah, ready or not, and despite the spotty safety record, electric vehicle maker is racing to launch a pilot ride service in Austin to show off itself driving chops. And what I see from the article, that ambition might be a little bit costly to Tesla because this fully self-driving car concept is not 100% proven, or that's my understanding. Yeah, I hope that would be planned very well and it will go very well. And yeah, probably we're gonna see. I don't know. I think the San Francisco there's already self-driving taxis are around, but with the some other vendor, I think I forgot the name now, but I think it's been also mentioned here. Yeah, I think some other companies are also doing this, but interesting. So I think that's gonna be the one of the first use cases, the fully autonomous car systems. I'm also curious. I think that myself would freak out to use this kind of experiment, but I think in the long term, eventually, we might start using, or we might start seeing people are using this. Interesting times. Yeah, let's see till the end of this year or even the next one, how much percent of the cars you're going to start seeing in Europe or in US or all around the world, probably. I'm not sure in Berlin. I live in Berlin, and yeah, I haven't seen anything planned for Berlin, but can be. Tesla is a factor here. Like I think they build some series of Tesla cars here, I assume. But I think the policies for self-driving taxis or robotaxis is a bit tougher here. So I don't expect too soon to this kind of changes in Berlin. But what do you think? Would you use this kind of? Would you use robotaxis if they comes? And would you be fully feeling safe and trusting? Yeah, that would be nice to if you write down to comments. And let's go to third one. And this one is quite old, like 11 days ago. But this is crazy, like 3 billion Windsurf, which is, I did not use Windsurf, but I used Cursor before. Quite some time, I think 2-3 months as a side project. I actually started to believe AI agents when I see the first time the Cursor and how it's working with this composer thing. And I see it's actually building things, and it's actually more than the boilerplate like initial code, but more like adding database layer and all this other stuff. and I was quite surprised. And yeah, I played with it. I did a couple of side projects. Um, and at some point I stopped, but it's not because it was super annoying. And I think if you work with GitHub very closely with the each and every change, you commit and you push it to the GitHub, and that then it's not very that much of hassle to using this kind of vibe coding tools, because most of the people are very complaining about stuff. To you're asking one thing and it start changing all the structure and fundamentals of the project, but you can always roll back, right? You don't have to commit this change, and if you do it, if you do the changes in iteration, I think then it's not that bad. And also, I didn't work like that, but I think that some of the people are recommending, if you write first to planning, we're gonna do this and that, and if you actually encapsulate the behavior, then you can get a little bit more benefit. But this number is crazy, 3 billion. I think because competition is so fast and things are changing so much, I think the OpenAI doesn't have that much of time to actually build agents, right? Or I don't know, maybe they're more focused to user base of Windsurf. I don't know how many people are using. Yeah, their strategy must be something. But I think if they wanted to start building stuff like this, it would take, I don't know, maybe a year. And a year instead of investing 1 year of effort, I think buying a startup like this in 3 billion, it might be a good idea. All right, let's go to fourth one. And this is also quite new. And this is a bit depressing, but yeah, Microsoft is cutting 3% of its workforce. And and it's, I think, around, I don't know, I was reading somewhere, 6,000 people. Wow. Yeah. This could be AI related. Maybe AI related layoffs are coming, and maybe will come even more. But I also started to see a lot of opportunities, because if you look at the Y Combinator, you start seeing a bunch of startups actually. They're either in the pre-seed round or seed round. Yeah, I think they also built some kind of MVP, and they also passed the validation stage or something, and lots of projects. And these projects are also making a lot of hires as well. So I don't know, maybe even over the long term, it can be still going that we might still go into direction of hiring a lot of developers, because so the whole AI thing is about to increase the output, right? Right now, let's say 100 trillion of GDP is worldwide. And with the AI, we have to see, maybe not this year, but maybe end of next year or the 2027 or something. We should be seeing it should be doubled or tripled, right? So it means then there will be a lot of different jobs. There will be a lot of different companies, services. And I don't think all will be done with the AI yet. Maybe next 3 years. I don't think so. So maybe tech giants won't need this many of developers. That can be true. But on the other hand, we will start seeing the I think the more services, more companies, more applications and around AI, because I think in a couple of years, even longer time, everything has to be at least current infrastructure is going that direction, to build to agents, right? So then agents will take over the job from one human, but I'm sure there will be some other task. There can be some other duty for that person, or even better, now that person can go and actually build something himself. I start to see a lot of people are quitting actually and start building their own app. I think it's a very interesting time, and certainly in some contexts it's worrying, but also exciting. And I think it's good not to be too depressive, but more like looking into opportunities maybe. And I think the small wins even counts these days, because there are not many success stories like other than Cursor, Windsurf, and some other projects. Yes, but if you start even end of this year or something, it will be too late, right? So you can start building stuff around that. Even if you don't want to be commercial, you can, like, I think each and every programming language right now is preparing itself for AI, right? It has to be like right now you have to somehow touching the AI concept. Like for example, Go was one of the latest programming languages which was built, and it was like very modern, and everybody was proud of it and enjoying it, because it was built for microservices. It's a almost native language for the cloud applications, right? But now you're going into different era. Now it's the AI. So I don't even know if Go is ready this era. So there are lots of changes has to be done. And yeah, probably also everybody can contribute this. So from that aspect, it's quite interesting and quite exciting times. And all right, thanks for this evening, and I will see you next one. And please subscribe and like the video as well. Bye.